Currently, how to check databases? Show databases. Okay, show databases. Right. See, these are the databases we have. First, you have to get into the database. How to get into the database? We use a very simple command called use. Use student. Okay, database change. And then now show tables. Okay, tables. How many tables are there? Okay, we have address and a student detail. There are two tables are there. Okay, so first you have to get into the database. To get into the database, first you have to use command. You have to use a keyword called use. Use database, and then show tables. Automatically it will show tables. Okay, so if you want to see the all the databases, a very simple command: show on the databases you have to give. Okay, so automatically you can see all the databases. So are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's almost actually done for a testing actually, Raja. So what else is missing that I'm just checking actually? This is over, and then having group by. I just want to demonstrate group by, right? So select star from student D is, yeah, these are the details. See, now what I want to do, I want to demonstrate group by. So how do you use a group by keyword? Group by statement basically groups rows that have the same values into summary rows. Like how many students are there who are studying a fifth standard? How do you check? We have so many students are there, right? Fifth, 10th, and 11th. So I want to know how many students are studying fifth standard. How to do that? How to do that? Okay. So group by is used to filter basically to group number of rows with a particular condition. Okay. Group by is basically comes along with the aggregate functions like count, maximum, minimum, summary, average, and so on. Okay. See, how do you use group by now? In this table, how do you use group by? Tell me, how do you use group by? So I want to count the number of students who are studying fifth standard. I just want to count. Okay. Select. Okay. Count of name. Okay. Name from student DAIL. There is a small mistake in spelling. Please ignore it.
Okay.
Group by standard. Group by standard. What happened now? If you use a standard, so the entire database is grouped by standard. How many groups it can create? 5th, 10th, 11th, right? 5th, 10th, 11th, and so on. Okay. So that means just simply show how many students are studying in each and every standard. 5th standard, how many people are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 people are studying. BTech, how many people are studying? Only one student is studying BTech, right? So look at here. Okay. So just enter. See, count. Okay.
Okay.
Clear? So again, just take this one, comma, standard. Okay. STANDA group by standard. Now, fifth standard, number of people are 4 people, 10th standard 3 people, 11th 3, and intermediate 3. We take only one student. Right? This is how we have to. Yes, this is how we have to use a group by. Group by is basically used to group the records, group the rows that have the same.
How many people are there in the
group? Correct. Okay.
Select count standards from student details.
So standard as a group study group class. Okay. Now see group class, 5th group 4 people are studying, 10th group 10th standard only 3 people are studying, and so on. Okay, so this is how we have to use group by. Okay, is it clear? So we can also group by
Yes, sir.
minimum value, maximum value, and so on. If you want to, you can try actually later. So how to use a group? Group Y will be there along with count. Actually, you can use minimum, maximum, and so on. Okay. So this is all about group Y. Then coming to having, how to use having? How to use having? Having in SQL. Okay. Yes, SQL. How to use a having? Having class was added to the SQL. Okay. When to use actually? You can use having when there is a where keyword. Without where keyword, we can't use it. Okay. Without, for suppose if there is any where class, we can't use the having. Clear? So ideally select name from student details where standard equals to fifth. Okay. In that case, we cannot use having. When to use having? There are certain cases where we cannot use where class. Okay, if we have such kind of scenarios, we have to use a having. Got it?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
So where keyword cannot be used with the aggregate functions. If you are using where keyword, we cannot use the aggregate function, right? See, aggregate when to use actually. If it is a group by, you can use. If you have a very where we can't use a minimum and maximum values. It's simply see standard equal to 5th class. Okay. Can you use a minimum and maximum actually? So let me try. Select. Okay. I will use show databases. Okay. Use company. Okay. Show tables. We have an error in SQL command. Check the manual version. Find the syntax. Okay. Got it. Okay. Select star from company underscore details. Okay. Oh, empty. But we have created somehow one more database, right, Raja? Where we have created salaries. Which database that is? Any idea? Yeah. Any idea?
No.
So tables. Yes, here we have created. Under a sample, we have created a table called employee. Right. This is where we have salaries, right? So I just want to check. Okay. Select. Okay. Maximum of salary from employee where okay department equals to HR. Can you apply aggregate function here? Okay, we can't actually because it fetches only one record. Okay, it fetches only one record. Okay, for suppose if you take instead of HR, take IT, what happens? Okay, so it only fetches only one record. But if you want to use okay, having, what happens, it basically uses whenever there is a okay, situation where we cannot use a where keyword with aggregate functions. Okay, I will show you one simple example. Okay, so I just want to list the number of employees in each department. Okay, got it? So I just
Yes, sir.
want to use I just want to list the number of customers in each department. Okay, uh, at least salary is greater than some amount. Okay, I'll try actually. Select count of okay, name employee comma department from employee table group by okay, group by department having count is name department group by department name count of name greater than 1. Now tell me how many records it will show. Try to understand this syntax. Select count of name. So many names are there. Department name and department will show. Okay. Group by, on what basis you are grouping? Actually, we are going to group the records based on the department. How many groups are there? HR, IT, and admin. 3 groups are there. Okay. Under HR, how many employees are there?
No.
How many employees are there? Only one. Okay. And admin, we have only one employee. But IT, whose employees count is more than one. Automatically, it will show count two, and then it will show department name IT. Okay, just click OK.
Yes.
Simple.count does not exist. Count does not exist. Why? Sample. Okay, let me try. Group by. Okay, space is there. Count greater than 1. Okay, department from employee. Group by GROUP. Group by department having count of name greater than 1. Okay, yeah, done. Okay, so how many employees are there? 2 employees are there. Okay, so again you can use along with that if you want to see the names also. Name, done. See, correct? How many employees are there? 2 employees are there. Okay, try to understand the logic. Here what we are doing, we are listing the number of employees in each department. Yeah, listing number of employees in the each department where the number of count of the employees greater than 1. So that's why we are using having the count of the name greater than 1. Okay, so this is how we use a having class. Having basically lists the number of employees in each department. Okay, we can also use a descending and ascending order. Okay, whatever, descending and ascending order. Yeah. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions in using having keyword. So if you get into deep, we can use subqueries and all. Subqueries means inside from there will create one more query. Okay. So select again, use student. Okay, show tables. Okay, select star from student details. Okay, see these many things are there. I just want to use subqueries. How to use subqueries? Select. Okay, name from student else where again inside that select. Okay, select okay, standard. Select where select uh, select name from employee details. Okay, I just want to fetch select the count of okay, select count of standard from student else where standard equals to fifth standard. Okay, greater than okay, you got an error. So you have an error in SQL, check the manual compared to MySQL version. Student details where count from student details count where's count? Yeah, count of student details standard from student details. Okay. Okay. Somewhere we missed. Yeah. I'll write one more thing on once again. Select name from student else. Okay, where standard in select select employee, select the name of the student, and I want to select one more thing. So okay, on go back. Fine. Select where cutting error again. Select name from student details where standard equals to select select maximum where count standard select I really not sure. I don't know how to use this subqueries. Basically, subqueries, how it looks like. There is another query comes inside a where class. Select name from student where, I mean, basically I could not get the scenario. Okay, scenario to use a subqueries. I will give one example. I will give one simple example. Just assume there is a employee database. Okay, so I just want to fetch. Okay, the employee details from the employee where his income is equals the maximum income of the employee. Okay, so basically I just want to fetch name, okay, comma city and income from employee. Just assume there is an employee table where income equals to, okay, we'll use another subquery here. Select maximum salary of income from employee table. This is how we use. But basically, our table does not have salary. That to maximum salary and all, it is not there. Okay. And anyway, just execute C, we'll get an error because student or employee does not exist. Otherwise, you'll go to employee table. Okay. Use sample. Okay. Select star from employee. Done. Okay. But we have only 4 records. Okay. Anyway, we'll see. Select name, comma, okay, department from employee where, okay, salary equals to select of maximum of okay, salary from, okay, employee. Does not exist. Why? Table EMPLOYE. Oh, it could have missing. Okay, here we have missed employee. Here you can see. This is how we use a, okay, subqueries. Select name, comma, department from employee where salary equals to, whose salary is maximum here? Whose salary is maximum? Whose salary is maximum? See here, his salary is maximum. Maximum 72,939. Okay, so that's why it has shown Vasu and HR. Okay, select name, comma, department from employee where salary equal to select of maximum salary from employee. But the maximum salary of an employee should come this one. I don't know why it is showing this one. Okay, maybe let me execute once again. Name, comma, department from employee where salary equal to select of maximum of salary from employee. Of course, it should show Vasu and admin. Okay, fine. I'll see now greater than, check with the greater than, and whether it is coming Vasu with the admin department. Empty set. It does not show any value here. Otherwise, we'll run one more thing. Select right. Oh, very, it is surprising. The magazine record, it is showing this thing. I don't know. Maybe I think the value it is not accepting. I think. What happened? Yeah. See, 72,939.25 is showing. Maybe the data which you have entered is not taken from the data table. Select start from employee. This is supposed to be taken, but it has not taken. Maybe it is considering this entire thing as a string. That's why it is not considering as an integer value. Okay, let it be. So this is how we use actually subqueries. Subqueries we can apply another query in a where class. Okay, we can also use a different combinations of subqueries. We can use a query inside another query. That is called as subquery. Here, whatever we are using here, this is a subquery. This is entire thing is a one query. Inside this, we have another subquery. Okay, how the subqueries basically works? Okay, subqueries basically works once it is performed inside the query, then it will come to the outside query. Okay, so we can nest the subquery with another subquery that is called as a subquery. The subquery is also called as an inner query. So here, what is the inner query? Select maximum salary from employee is an inner query, and query that contains subquery is known as outer query. Okay, so this is outer query. This is a inner query. So in coming to its order of execution, the inner query executed first gives the result to the outer query. Then the outer query or main query will be performed. Got it? That's how the execution order happens in a subqueries. Subqueries should always use in parentheses. That is very important. Here we have used parentheses, right? So always should always use a parentheses. And one more thing, the main query does not have a multiple columns from subquery. Then the subquery can have only one column in the select command. That is also very important. We can also use a comparison operator. Here we have used a comparison operator, right? Greater than, equals to, not equals to, in, any, some, all. These are actually comparison operators. We can use these comparison operators before subquery started. Okay. So especially the multi-row operations is very useful when the subquery returns more than one row. Okay. And one more thing, we can't use ordered by clause in subqueries. This rule you have to remember. We can't use ordered by clause in a subquery. Okay. Even though it can be used inside the main query, it can be used in inside the main query, but we can't use ordered by in a subquery. That means inner query. Okay. So that is how it works. Subqueries, queries, and so on. So what else is missing? This is all about subqueries in SQL.
This salary, max salary.
Yeah. So inner join, outer join, having exist. Comments we have seen: create DB, drop DB, create table, drop table, alter table, constraints. This is what we thought of discussing actually today. So constraints, how to create constraints? SQL constraints are very useful to specify the rules for the data in the tables. Okay. So we define constraint to specify rules for the data in the table. What are those constraints? Constraints are very useful to limit the type of data that can go into the data table. Okay, especially to maintain accuracy and reliability of the data in the table, we exclusively use constraints. If there is any violation between the constraints and the data action, then automatically the action is actually stopped. So ideally, the constraints are applicable at a column level or a table level also sometimes. Column level constraints apply to the column, and table level constraints apply it to the entire table. What are those constraints? The constraints are what are those constraints? Not null.
Yes, sir.
That means we cannot have a empty value. So you should always ensure that column cannot have a null value. That means empty value. Coming to unique. What is unique? So a value which you are going to enter inside a cell should be different from the rest of the data. Okay. So unique. And primary key. What is primary key? Primary key is a constraint. Okay. It is a combination of not null and unique. Okay, then it is called as primary key. Got it? So primary key is used when you want to identify the cell uniquely. Okay, in each row, okay, then it is called as a unique key. It uniquely identifies each row. Each row gets identified as a unique key. Then it is called as a row. Example, employee ID, SSN number, Aadhaar card number. These are actually acts as a primary keys, right? With the Aadhaar card number, government can fetch the entire details of the person, right? Clear? With Aadhaar card number or
Yes, sir.
SSN number, so government can fetch the each and every details of the person. So that's where actually the primary, the Aadhaar card should not be null. Every person should have a Aadhaar card, one thing. Second thing, Aadhaar card number is unique. Others cannot copy it. So that is nothing but a not null plus unique. Then coming to foreign key, when do you use foreign key? Foreign. So the name itself is telling foreign key means other tables. Okay, basically if you use a foreign key, that prevents actions that would destroy link between the tables. Okay, so there are two tables are there. There are two tables. Okay, employee and employee, and then employee address details. Okay, employee address also have a ID, and here also we have ID. That means here the ID is acting as a foreign key. Got it? ID is acting as a foreign key in employee address. So basically, the foreign key prevents action that would destroy links between tables. Okay. So employee have a details called employee name. Name. Okay. Okay. And one more thing, salary and all. Here employee address is right. In this table also we have ID. Okay. Here along with ID we have city. Okay. We have a state and then a PIN number. That's it. So here there is a one column that links employee and employee ID. Which column? ID. Because we are referring ID in both the tables. That's why we're calling it as a foreign key. Okay. One more constraint, very important constraint, checker. What is check? So if you want to ensure certain conditions to be validated at a column level, then we can use a checker. Okay, ensure that the values in a column satisfy a specific condition. That means check the salary greater than 0. We cannot have a 0 value or minus value. Salary field should be at least 10,000 salary. Every employee in the company should contain, should get at least a minimum salary of 9,999. Then we can maintain this check on the salary greater than 10,000. Whenever you try to enter 9,000, immediately it stops your action. Okay, that is about check constraints. Okay, default. What is default? When do you use default? See, if you don't enter any value, okay, you can specify some default value to the record. Okay, for suppose I have entered employee is 5, name is something, salary is something, and department by default you can say contract employee. Okay, if you don't specify any department, automatically the type of department called as a contract. Okay, you can specify that. Okay, you can set a default value for a column if no value specified. Okay, got it? So coming to very important constraint is create a index. What is this index? Index is used to create and retrieve data from the database very quickly. If you want to retrieve the data from database very quickly, we create a create a indexes. Okay. So not null and all, we can use it actually. So here I will show you simple example. Create table. Okay, create table persons of, okay, id integer not null, otherwise it will create here itself. Okay, done. Create table. Which table you want to create? Employee personal, and then giving creating id integer. Okay, yeah, integer not null. It should not be not null. Okay, last name varchar of 255, and then again not null. Okay, comma, and then first name varchar of 255. Okay, not null. Okay, not null, comma, age integer, comma, Aadhaar. Aadhaar. Okay, long. Okay, yeah, long. Whatever. And then you can take varchar of 255. Right? Enter. MySQL for the right syntax near first name varchar. What happened? Any idea? This is missing. Control C. Create table employee personal of ID integer not null last name varchar. Oh, it is missing. Here we have parenthesis missing. Okay. Here it is missing parenthesis. Done. Oh, again 0 is there. 0 is not required. Okay. Not null first name varchar 255. Not null age integer. Aadhaar varchar 255. Done. Right. Okay. Missing an error. We are getting an error where for the right syntax use near varchar. Oh, varchar that is. Okay. See, varchar is the right. We missed varchar here. That's the reason we use actually CE instead of writing here. Okay, we make mistakes. Okay, done. Okay, so select star from, what's the table name? The table name is emp underscore personal, PRSO personal. Done. Empty it is. Okay, so just go and add the values. Better you use the CE to add the values because it takes a lot of time. That's why. Okay, so we have already created employee personal. Yeah, we have already came here. Just click here. Done. Okay, close all these things. Okay, so where is the current table actually? I think we are in sample. and tables, employee personal. This is a thing. Just a second. Yeah. So this is a one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, no problem. We use insert into okay, table. What is the table name? Table name, this is the table name. Just copy it. Okay, Control C, insert into of okay, the values. What are the values? ID 001. Okay, comma, last name. Last name is Z1, comma, Alex, comma, 22, comma, some other number. Right. Okay. So I think this is a varchar or what? It's not a valid position. Select, yeah, set. Okay. So again we got an error. What is this error? Validate this position expecting an identifier. Insert into table. What is the error? Can you tell me, anybody? Yeah, can tell me, Raja? Insert into. And then I think columns you have to give. Set insert into table name. And then column names you have to give. Column names, ID, comma, last name, comma, first name, comma, age, comma, Aadhaar, okay, Aadhaar, and then values, okay, copy, enter, just Control X, just execute this, done. Okay, Control V. Okay, 2 records are added. Okay, 2 records are added. But if you look at here, if you try to enter, make certain columns empty. Alex, I'm going to make it an empty. Just try to execute. See, showing empty. But we have already defined the entry called not null. Not null for last name. Oh, first name also. So not null, but should not take actually. Even empty spaces should not take. So where character not null, first name, last name, and integer. 3 should be not null. But let me check. So I'm just deleting this one also and execute once again. Oh. Okay. But still it's accepting. Maybe if you don't give any value, then it will throw an error. Let me try. Okay, fine. So first name I'm not giving. I'm just removing it off. Last name only we are just entering. See, we got an error. Okay. So if your last name does not have a default value. Okay, that means it does not allow, okay, null pointer values, or it should not be in any null. If you have default value, then it will accept. Even though default value is not there, automatically throws an error. Okay, here. Okay. So last name, I will take one more last name, comma, Ramana Rao, and then okay, Sanjeev. Okay, so many records are added now. Okay, but if you look at here, ID is not unique. Why? We didn't okay, we didn't mention any constraint here. If you use unique, automatically it does not take duplicate values. Here we have used unique, right? If you mention ID, integer, unique, automatically, okay, if you try to insert the duplicate value, automatically throws an error. It definitely throws an error. Okay. And similarly, primary key. If you don't any value, it will throw an error. One thing. Second thing, you should give always unique value. That is nothing but a primary key. Okay. So foreign key, as I told you, we can refer that. Sorry, Raja, I have to take that call. 1 minute. Okay, fine. So this is all about constraint, and then coming to another constraint, check, default, credit index, and so create index, and all these are various constraints. Okay, so you can use these constraints whenever it requires. Okay, whenever it requires, you can use this constraints. So let me know if you have any questions, then we can take it up. We can also enable auto increment. If you use integer value, right? If you want to add auto increment, automatically it increments the value. Okay. So I just want to create a one more table we have created, right? So this is a table. Just assume. Okay, create not user, right? Not null. Hello. Sorry, Raja, 1 minute, Raja. I got a call. I have to take this call. Yeah, tell me. Hello. Yeah, tell me what you want. I'm in class actually, and my wife also told the same thing. Okay, yeah. Yeah, can say alter table. Now we'll alter table. Alter table. Okay, here not null is there, right? Instead of not null, okay, anyway, it is not null. I want to increment actually. Okay, I want to increment. After not null, you can simply add auto. Okay, increment. Auto increment. So automatically it will increment the values. Okay. And then Aadhaar card is right. If you want to make this one as a primary key, you can definitely add it through primary key. Primary key. Primary key. Okay. So after that, we have to give comma. Which one is primary key? Aadhaar card is a primary key. So we have to add a Aadhaar. Aadhaar is a primary key. Okay. Here, this is how we have to create a primary key and auto increment. Okay. Clear? Is it clear? Raja, are you able to get it? So this is how we have to add the constraints. So similarly, if you want to add a check, definitely you can add a check, and default values also you can create. Okay. And if you want to maintain, this one is unique. Okay. Aadhaar card is always unique, right? So ideally what you can do, you can simply add a unique. Okay. So how to add a unique actually? So ID is not null anyway, and last name, first name is okay, and age also okay. You can add integer age is there, right? Here we have to add. We can add basically what you can add constraint. Okay, after integer, sorry, after integer. So where is the age? This is the age. Yeah, this is the age. Here we can add a constraint. Okay, what is the constraint? We can simply say we can create a primary key constraint. Okay, primary key on person. Okay, then you can simply specify primary key of ID, comma, last name. So this is how we can make constraint. We can create a constraint. We can create a constraint at a particular field. So here what we are doing, we are just creating a constraint called pk_person. It is applicable on this table where we are just making both ID and last name are unique and not null. That's the reason. So automatically what happened, ID and last name become a primary keys. Not null, you have an error, it's going to check the manual. Okay, fine. We'll use alter table. We have an error in your syntax. Check the corresponding to the MySQL server version for the syntax to use ID integer not null. Fine. Last name varchar. See, parenthesis is missing. This parenthesis is missing. That's why you got an error. Fine. Right. Not null. Primary key. Not null at line 1. ID integer not null. Last name varchar of 255 not null. Comma first name varchar. Again, there is a spelling mistake. Varchar it is. Again, there is an error. Not null. ID integer not null. Character varchar not null. First name varchar 255 not null at line 1. Not null. Maybe you have to alter table using a different syntax, it seems. Okay, but this is a table actually. You can also add simply say alter table. What's the name of the table? emp_personal. Personal. Add a primary key. This is also we can add a primary key of ID. We just making ID as a primary key. That's all. Duplicate int entry. It's already primary key is already there. Primary key is already there. That's why it is throwing an error. Okay, primary. duplicate entry 1 for key employee personal dot primary. Okay, then I can make another key also primary key. Aadhaar. Aadhaar is a primary key. Aadhaar, is it correct? Spelling mistake? Just check once again. ADHO. ADHAAR. Done. Okay. So it's again duplicate key because there is already some duplicate entries are already there in the Aadhaar. That's why it is not enabling. Got it. In our database, we have so many data with the duplicate entries. That's why it's not allowing. It's not allowing. Got it. So for primary key also it is not allowing because already duplicate entries are there. That's why we cannot create a alter table with the primary keys. Similarly, if you want to drop a primary key, it's very simple. Instead of add, we simply say drop. Drop, that's all. It simply drop the primary key constraint on the particular field. Okay. So this is how we have to create a constraints. There are different type of constraints. What are those constraints? These are the constraints. Not null, that means the field or the cell value should not contain a null. Actually unique. It should be unique. Primary key, basically primary key are used to identify the each and every row uniquely. Foreign key, to refer the key in another table, we use a foreign key. And check, you can create a checks and validate the values that we are going to enter in each and every cell in your table. Default, you can have a default values. And create index, we can also create indexes. How do you create index? Okay, you can create an index statement is used to create indexes in our table. Like as I told you, these are used to retrieve the data from database more quickly. Okay, more quicker than a traditional approach. Okay, how it will speed up? See, users cannot see the indexes. Okay, they're just used to speed up the searches and queries. How do you create indexes? Tell me. See, one more example, indexes, updating a table with indexes takes more time than updating table without indexes. If there are indexes on the table, if you are trying to update the table, it takes more time. Okay, those without having indexes. The reason, what is the reason? Because the indexes, whatever the indexes we have created on the table, that also needs to be updated. That's why update take more time. Okay, so how do you create indexes? I will create a one simple index here. Here I'm just going to create a one simple index. Create index of index name. You can give index name. So which name you can give? You can simply say EMP person. Okay. This is the index name. Okay. After creating the index name, what you have to give? On table name. Okay. EMP underscore personal. Okay. Of, you have to provide the column names. Column 1, 2, 3, and so on. Right. That column names you have to give. Okay. So what is the column name? ID, last name, first name, age, Aadhaar. Let's execute this program. Create index. Yeah. Let me create once again. Execute this index. So create index EMP and so on code. Key column first name does not exist. That is a problem. Somewhere we have missed the column name. First name is right. Somewhere we T missing. Okay, T. And let me execute once again. Yeah, created. Okay. So create index, it has been created. Okay. So now what do you have to do? Create a unique index. We can also create a unique index on a table. Duplicate values are not allowed. That means if you have any duplicate values, that actually does not allow to have the duplicate entries. How do you create? Very simple. Here we have to add unique. That's all. Unique. So execute this. See, we got an error. Create unique and so on. It is not possible because already duplicate entries already inserted. That's why we cannot create. Okay. So we can create indexes on anything. We can also create only on a particular row. Definitely we can do that. So just Control A, Control C, and then Control V, and then unique you have to delete it because we have already entered duplicate entries. Only I just want to enter last name, only last name. That's all. Okay. This one I can simply say last name. Okay. Last name. Control X. Just run this program once again. See, one more index created. Now go and check how many indexes are there in this table. Here you can check indexes. Indexes, right? Just refresh this page. Just right click, refresh all, refreshed. Employee personal indexes. See, now indexes are there. How many indexes are there? Employee person and employee person last name. 2 indexes are there. Like this, you can create any number of indexes. Okay. So if you want to drop index, if you want to drop a particular index, what you can do? You can simply say alter table name, drop index of the index name you have to give. How to drop an index? Okay, you can simply say alter table name. What's the table name? Table name is employee underscore personal. Yeah, employee underscore. Yeah, this is a table. Drop index of, okay, emp underscore, okay, person. Automatically drops indexes. You can basically delete the indexes, but right now I'm not going to delete it. So this is how we have to, okay, create indexes. Clear? So this is how we have to create indexes. So create indexes statements are used to create indexes on table. Indexes are used to retrieve the data from the database more quickly than other means. Okay. So you can create an index by using a keywords called create, index, and index name on table name you have to give and the number of columns. Okay. So if you want to alter a index, you can simply say alter table name on index name you have to give. So you can drop the index also by using this. Now, this is a table, right? Yeah. Home, select star from. Yeah. Just run this program so you can see it is indexed. See, all the values are sorted. Z1 Ramana is there, right? Now that is nothing but index. Index means basically sorts. So that is the reason if you update the data, the index also needs to be updated. That's why updating will take more time than the table without having indexes. Okay. Got it? So indexing is nothing but arranging the data in a with the indexes. Indexing means ascending or descending order. Hope we are clear about this MySQL. We have so far we have discussed about constraints. Under constraints, we have discussed about how to use primary key, how to use unique, how to use not null, how to create indexes, how to use default values, and so on. Okay, this is the one more thing I just want to discuss: views. If you okay, complete views, then you can get into Selenium advanced topics. Are you able to? Are you okay, Raja? Can you continue for another 15 minutes? Then we'll wind up. Hello, Raja, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So shall we continue another 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll see now views. Okay, views also very, very important. Okay, how to use views? Okay, so what is views basically? Views. Okay, see, SQL views is a virtual table. Okay, based on the result set of the SQL statement. Select star from EMP. Automatically, it return the result set. Okay, so this can be stored in a views. So automatically, what happens? The result set is stored in a virtual table. Okay, view basically contains rows and columns just like a real table only. The only difference is it's actually virtual table. Okay, but the views in the fields in the views are fields from one or more real tables in a database. That means the views can store the fields from one or more real tables. You can add basically SQL statements and functions to a view and present the data as if the data were coming from one single table. Okay, so we can create a functions and we can create a add a SQL statement and fetch the data from multiple tables and present it into a single table by using views. Okay, so how do you create a views? We can create a view by using a simple command called a create view. Okay, so create view and the view name should be given. View name as, okay, here we have to create a query to get the result set. Select, okay, I can say last name, comma, first name from EMP underscore personal, where condition you have to write, where age is age equals to 22. That's all. Okay, so you have to remember one point here. The views always show up to date data. Old data it does not show. Always the database engine recreates a view every time a user queries it. Okay, whenever the user queries the data, automatically it recreates a view. It does not take from old data. So view always have the latest data. Okay, I'll write one simple example here. Create a view. Okay, create a view where I'm just going to create a view. Create a view of okay, of I can say Alex. Okay, Alex as, okay, select, okay, select, I can say last name, comma, first name, last name and first name from EMP underscore ERXY personal, where first name equals to Alex. Okay, so there's a mistake. What is a mistake? Okay, yeah. Okay, so basically we are creating a view. Okay, we can query the view. Okay, we simply query it actually. How do you query it? Okay, just simply give select start from Alex. Okay, start from Alex. That's all. First, we are creating a view. After that, we are just querying by using Alex.
Alex means, sir?
Alex is a view name of the view.
Okay.
View underscore Alex. View underscore Alex. Okay. So just run this. Create view Alex as select last name, first name from EMP, where Alex equal to number. Unknown column name, first name. First name is wrong. So it's this. Where the first name is wrong, FIRSTNAME. Same only, right? What is the wrong? FIRST first name. Here. First name. Okay. Two rows returned. How many rows? Two rows. Here you can see.
Yes.
That's all. So just right click and refresh it now. Just refresh all the schemas and tables. Now go and check how many views are there. See views, we have already created two views, first name and last name. Okay, so sorry, only one view. One view we have created, that is view underscore Alex, last name and first name. Okay, so this is how basically create a views. Views basically virtual table. These are actually not a real table. Virtual table, they actually fetches the latest data from the table. We can simply query a view by using select star. I mean, ordinary query only. Select star from, and the view name you have to give. That's all. Create view and the name of the view as, and then you can query you can provide the query. Select whatever it is you want. You can give it, and then after that, if you want to query it, you can simply say select star from. Once a query view is created, you no need to actually create once again. That is enough. Control S. Okay, just run it again. It simply return the same results. Okay, once created, that is enough. If you want to create a view again, you have to create view name as a, and you have to give the query. Select okay, whatever the query you want to mention, you can query it. That's all. If you want to replace a query, you can definitely do that by using a create or replace view. Okay, create a replace view or a replace view. Okay, view name. What is the view name? View underscore Alex as select. Okay, first name, last name only you are taking, right? I want to add other name. I want to drop a last name. Okay, first name, comma, Aadhaar. Okay, where is Aadhaar? Select here, you can see column names. I think this is different. Where is employee personal? Yeah, here we have. Okay, Aadhaar. Okay, here I can simply A, D, yeah, H, A, R, Aadhaar from, okay, employee underscore personal, okay, yeah, where, and the first name equal to Alex. That's all. Okay, so just formatting it. Control S. Okay, cancel it. Okay, now we have altered basically create or replace, right? Automatically it changes the index. Just okay, execute it. Done. Just go and check now the view. Okay, what's the view? Here you can see, just refresh it. Refresh all. Okay, view, where is the view? This is a view. Just go and check. See, first name and other has been changed. Earlier, first name and last name is right. Now it has been changed. Okay, now execute this command. So now it will show only first name and Aadhaar. Very simple, but you need to practice a lot. That's all. Okay. You need to practice a lot. We can drop a view also by using drop view, view name have to be given. Any questions? Let me know. With this, we are going to wind up the database, MySQL database. It is more than enough. Even if you go to database testing, we can't go more up to more than this actually. Okay. So what we have discussed so far, we have discussed almost all the concepts in MySQL, starting from what is MySQL and what is RDBMS, how the data difference between RDBMS and NoSQL, and what is SQL. Okay, what is a DDL? What is data definition language and a data
Definition language.
under data manipulation language, how to use a select class and how to use where class, how to use and or and not, and how to use ordered by, how to use insert into, how to use update, delete, limit, minimum and maximum methods, aggregate functions. We call aggregate functions, count, average, minimum, maximum, and sum. Okay, how to use in, between, aliases, joins, and then how to use group by, having, edges. Okay, insert into, and then we also have seen how to use the comments and operators. And coming to data definition language, I have shown you how to create a database, how to drop a database, create database and database name, drop database and database name, create table and start giving the column names and database names. That's all. Create table, table name. Okay, for creating a view, create view and create view as, create view, view name as, and then you have to give the query. And execution the query is simply give select star from view name. Okay. And drop table, alter table, constraints. These are the various constraints we have discussed: not null, unique key, foreign key, primary key. And then we have discussed checks, and then we have discussed about what else we have discussed under constraints. Yeah, check default, not null, okay, and so on. And we have already discussed about views also. Okay, so we have already discussed about views. Coming to functions, only one topic is pending. We'll discuss this one also. See, like Java and other programming languages, MySQL and most of the databases supports creating functions. How to create a functions? So we have so many built-in functions: ASCII, and then concatenation, okay, and then field, format, insert, okay, left, length, okay, L padding, right padding, mid position, repeat, and so many functions are there. Okay, so many functions, substring and all. Okay, use most of the times these functions we use. Coming to numerical functions, we have all scientific calculation methods like tan value, sine value, okay, and then cost value, division, exponentiation, okay, log value, okay, maximum and minimum we have seen right so far, minimum, maximum, and average. Like this, we have so many functions are there. Okay, and then yeah, that's it actually. That's it. This is more than enough, Raja, for testing. Okay. So we stop here.